My name is Shannon. I am the founder of Pooch Rescue here in Malaysia. As a child, my mom relays the story that she asked me, I think when I was 4 or 5, what would I want to be when I grew up? And I said I would want to be a rich man's wife. As far back as I can remember, we had dogs come in from the street that my parents would feed, and they go out again and they come in and out. It kind of started, you know, just as a casual thing, just as a home care and adoption service. I guess the decision was when we were surrounded by, 20 over puppies and dogs in a terrace house. We did sit down and we had a conversation about, okay, what can we do? We need something that's a bit more long-term than this. And I definitely wanted to make a difference long-term. It wasn't going to be a flash in the pan. So then we started sourcing on the internet for land, and I suppose that got the ball rolling. We knew that we had to have funds coming in that didn't rely on public goodwill, because there are so many charities out there. And I'm sure that people have the heart to give, but you can only give so much. So we don't want to force people to choose which organization they want to give to. From the beginning, we were always like, well, let us work and provide a great service for people, and let's use those funds to do something good. We started with about 60 dogs. Now we have in our shelter section about 80 plus, and then in our rescue boarding section we have an additional 20-30. We focus more on quality, not quantity. I believe that if you take on more than what you can handle, the standard of care goes down. So dogs get run twice a day. They also have a swimming pool. We're also able to provide physiotherapy. We can also run dogs to acupuncture. The other thing is we also have the time to make our own raw diet. Now if we were dealing with numbers 400, 500, 1,000 dogs, it'd be impossible to know every single dog by name and to know them as personally as what we do. We hope that by showing that even the dirtiest, most tick-ridden stray deserves the best care, and by people coming here and being inspired by the way that we look after every single animal, whether it be a purebred or a mongrel, or have 2 legs or 3 legs or 1 eye, that they'll start to see that every life is sacred. Our policy is save one life, save the world, because we understand that no matter how small you think the good deed is that you're doing, it makes a massive difference on the larger scale. Just do one step more than what you're doing at the moment, and the world will be a better place. It's easy. When you start anything, the biggest fear I think that any entrepreneur can tell you is failure. At the same time, I never really felt that it would not be a success, because I know that if you really love something and are passionate about something, then people will always see it and they'll appreciate that. I used to run a sales and marketing company, as I mentioned before, for 6 years, and although I don't regret a second of it and it taught me a lot, I also walked away from that understanding that money, even though it's nice to have, it doesn't buy happiness, it really doesn't. And now, I drive a beat-up old truck, I'm up at 6:30 in the morning when my paralyzed dog starts crying, and I've got to wipe his bum, and sometimes when I pee him, he sprays me in the face. It's horrible, it's gross. But look at the smile on my face. I really want to urge everyone to just consider what's important in your life. Do what makes you happy. It'll be worth it.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this story as much as I did. It was great speaking to Shannon and playing with these wonderful dogs. If you want to hear more, subscribe to Passion Portraits on YouTube or check us out on Facebook. See ya!